Hi, Vidisha. How are you? Welcome to can you imagine it's the third year now?
This is the third year. It's still sinking in. It seems like yesterday that we did the first one, but it's lovely to be back.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us again. And I'm really sorry, everyone, for those little glitches that were happening. I don't know who managed to share their screen and they wrote Om Shanti. What a lovely thought. We still don't know who it was. So, Om Shanti, everyone. Great start to the evening. It's a good sign. And the other thing, I just wanted to quickly check, Vidisha, if we will be doing the sound healing session or we're changing the program a bit.
We'll be doing a specific sound healing, which is going to be different from what everyone has heard earlier on Think Right. We'll be doing something which is far more personalized, which is called humming. So today we'll be doing that. And sometimes we'll have the joy of the singing bowl there.
Lovely, lovely. I am very excited. I'm looking forward. So, again, just a request to everyone, just a quick reminder, please make sure your headphones or your speakers are well connected so that you can hear everything we are saying. You can hear the exact instructions that Vidisha is giving to you, because it's going to be very, very interactive session from what I understand. And we will try and take your questions, but that will be towards the second half. And of course, we'll open the chat box then. And before we start, Vidisha, I have a few questions to ask you. No, I always have questions for you. For
Amazing.
people, we've heard sound healing. We keep hearing about frequencies. Yesterday's session with Didi, we spoke a lot about vibrations again. I wanted to understand from you, for a person who has no idea of what sound healing does to your body, if you can just break it down for us, just explain in very, very simple terms about the direct impact of not just sound healing, not the sounds that are being created for the purpose of sound healing, but the sounds we hear, what impact do they have on our body and mind, of course.
Great question. And I think it's high time that sound healing doesn't just belong in studios and with experts. I want everybody to know that. Sound is a medium of healing. Sound can also be a medium of immense clutter and stress in life. So to come back to exactly what you were saying, Jyoti, I think it is best understood by some of the squeakiest examples that I can give. Does anyone remember in their childhood when the teacher used to write on the blackboard? Back then, there were no whiteboards, at least the generation I come from. So you used to have these blackboards, and then once in a while, the chalk would go, chee. Do you remember that moment? And what it did to your nervous system? So what used to happen? Anyone wants to write in the chat what happened to you when that sound used to come?
Swapnil, let's open the chat box, please.
Yes, I'd love that.
I do remember it was one of the most disturbing sounds, that, and God forbid your nail struck the board one day. These two sounds were very, very annoying.
Very annoying. And there was a physical response in your body. Am I right? Everybody. Yeah. So keep writing in the chat what used to happen to you, because I love interaction. I truly do. I've actually got, just to tell you guys, I've got a laptop with a large screen so that I can reach the chat, read the chat. And I also have a mobile phone which is logged in so that I can actually interact through video. So I'm going to be checking chat constantly. That's how this is such a beautiful opportunity for us to connect with you, firsthand, like face to face. So absolutely, I think one thing before we even get started is that I'm here to give it my 100%. But the big question is, are you here with your 100%? So if you're here with your 100%, I want to hear that in the chat. I want you to write down 100%, so that I know who are the people. And for those who are not yet 100%, I think this is a great wake-up call, that if you're just about 50%, if you're just going to look at it as, okay, dekhte hain, what is in it, let's just experiment, let's see, then that's the proportion of result that you get out of it. So I want to actually see what everybody says. I'm just opening up the chat now. And so keep dropping your comments, and keep reading. We'll go back and forth, okay? While you write that, the physical reactions that happen with those irritating sounds that you spoke about, Jyoti, are sometimes we actually grit our teeth, don't we? We grit our teeth. And there is a response on the nervous system, right? Thank you, Deepa. Everybody else who's writing 100%, these are the guys who are here fully present, not just the body, but the mind, everything else is also here. Kavita, thank you. Thank you, Chitra. I'm going to just randomly read everybody's 100% because yes. So this is for you. This is for you to bring yourself back here. Lovely. So it is a biochemical response. Any sound has a certain frequency. So for example, an irritating sound, it gives us the creeps. Chalk sound was very irritating. That's what you're all writing. And that's so true. So there are sounds which can create a lot of stress within you. For example, when you're in traffic, what happens to most people? Especially in India, where everyone is honking constantly. Ganesh, thank you for being honest. I appreciate that. And I think I'll bring you to 100%. Don't worry. Gives goose flesh, headache, annoying. So this is an example of what sound can do. Forget about healing. Sound can do, which means vibrations are capable of doing anything. Everything is vibrations, right? If I'm talking right now, my cells are vibrating in a particular way and going through my vocal cords, and then the voice is coming out. You may find it irritating, you may find it soothing. So these vibrations are affecting you in a particular way. Everything is vibration. So we are affected by vibrations 24/7. Drilling machines, right? When you sit in a dentist chair, these are some of the common sounds that everybody finds that their nervous system gets affected. In fact, in martial arts, Jyoti, it's very common to make sounds to disarm the enemy because it brings the blood pressure down. It is so scientific and so capable of disempowering the other person. Similarly, so while we've examined enough negative examples, similarly, when we deploy vibrations in a positive direction, when we deploy high vibrational frequencies, such as the frequencies of the singing bowls, such as the frequency of temple bells, such as the frequency of clapping, such as at the very basic level, the frequency of kind words. You don't even need instruments, just kind words. When I say, I love you guys, and I put in that intention. So remember, intention plus vibration can create healing. With anything, intention plus vibration is healing. So when I have the intention to actually give love to all of you and I say, I love you guys, does it reach you or not? Yeah. Somebody said the sound of mosquitoes buzzing. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. Right. So every sound has an impact on us. And to take it a step further, even the sounds inside of us, which we haven't spoken yet, are they capable of creating clutter within us? Are they also capable of creating immense inspiration within us? Absolutely, yes. So everything is vibrations, Jyoti. As we know, we keep saying that, but at a very practical level, the thoughts that are running in my mind are actually energy. They are molecules and atoms which are oscillating in a particular way, and that's vibration. So when it comes out of my mouth, it creates an even more amplified effect. As long as it's in my mind, it has a certain capacity. It's very, very powerful. Then it comes out, it takes the shape of words. Then the same thing can take the shape of actions also. So sound healing essentially is all about positively tapping into the power of vibrations, channelizing vibrations into a positive direction through our words, through the sounds, through the music that we listen to. And in this particular case, of course, if I come down to certain sacred instruments like the singing bowls, they are attuned to a very scientific frequency, which in this case is of the 7 major chakras. So when I'm playing a particular bowl, it is attuned to your heart chakra, and therefore it helps to balance the vibrations of your heart chakra. Similarly, 7 more major chakras. So in a nutshell, without going too much into the jargon, this is what sound healing is all about as far as the common person is concerned.
Lovely, lovely. And I've heard the most amazing one in the chat boxes about the mosquito. And I'm like, yes, how did we miss that sound?
Yes, the buzz. And that's very vibrational. Remember, that buzz is very, very vibrational. It's not so much a sound, it's a vibration.
Okay, so coming to the next question. Now, since we are now talking about sacred instruments and we are talking about chakra healing, we are actually figuring out the connection between the two. If, let's say, somebody was to start sound healing, what exactly happens during the session? What can people expect out of it when they walk in? They're meeting somebody for the first time, and the person says, "You know what? We're going to do an hour-long sound therapy session with you." What can the person expect?
Bliss. At the very least. Okay, but to give a deeper perspective, we're all aware that we are composed of water, right? We are about between 70 to 80% of us is water in different shapes and forms. So imagine what happens to this glass of water. If I play this bowl next to it, what's going to happen? Let me know in the chat. What do you think is going to happen? Yes, the water will start vibrating. Correct. The water will start vibrating. This is pure science, principle of resonance, right? Vibration, absolutely. This is something that is used for tuning clocks, the Swiss clocks, in fact. Molecules vibrate, absolutely. So through resonance, the vibrations that the singing bowls are emitting, they are going to go and help the water vibrate at the same frequency. Imagine what is happening to us. So at a scientific level, when the bowl for the heart chakra is either placed near you or on you, what it can do within you is unblock you, first of all. It can unblock pain which has come from giving or receiving love sometimes. A lot of us have hurt, pain, suffering inside of us. Maybe we loved somebody, maybe we gave a lot of care to someone and we had a bad experience, so to say. Now, what's happened is in the cells, it's residing there. It's not gone away. It's there in your cellular memory. It may not be active in your mind. It may not even bother you. But if I'd ask you to remember a time when somebody hurt you, you will start reliving the pain because it's very much there. You just need to activate it. So what the sacred instruments such as Tibetan bowls do is that they unblock. And the best part is, Jyoti, you don't even need to be of a particular religion, faith, any kind of belief is not required. This is the one therapy, I work with many therapies. This is the one therapy where the readiness of the receiver does not matter as much because it is so vibrational. It is so vibrational. It's like the sound of the chalk is going to irritate a beggar and a king alike. It's like that. So you could be an atheist and it's still going to work. In fact, a lot of times I find that people who are logic driven, right, whose left side of the brain is very well exercised, but they are not into what they call fluff. Okay. Those kind of people like doctors, engineers, and I'm not saying all doctors, engineers are left brain. All I'm saying is the left brain is well exercised. So they tend to feel the vibrations and feel physically something unblocking, something opening. So similarly with all 7 chakras, you can expect them to get unblocked, sometimes also balanced. Because even if something is way too open and is hyperactive, it can cause an energetic imbalance within us, right? Remember a time when you've gone for a wedding and you're happy, but you come back home and you can't sleep because the scenes from the wedding are just running in your mind. Now, while this is a very delicious kind of a feeling, but it can take a toll on your sleep. It can take a toll on your energetic system. You could feel very ungrounded, not in touch with reality. So with sound healing, any chakra, any energy center, and just to say chakra is nothing but a powerhouse, energy center, okay, which distributes energy to the organs, which holds energy, distributes energy to the organs, to our energetic system. So what happens when that chakra is hyper, especially in kids, animals, So yes, this may come as a surprise to some people, but because it doesn't depend on the evolution, growth, previous spiritual experience, blah, 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 this works alike on a doctor, on a dog, on a child, on children with special needs, on people with hyperactivity. It works with all of them, right? Because it balances that out. And so your chakras get unblocked, balanced, and become very, very vibrant. Because instead of all the chaos, there is harmony that comes into the body. There is harmony that comes into the mind. So at a body level, your cells start vibrating in a healthier pattern. Patterns of disease are scattered if you have sufficient sound healing done. And patterns of good health, wellness. Imagine the molecules oscillating in with utter chaos, right? So you're getting anxious, you're having panic, and they're just vibrating, and you don't know what to do with yourself. And that's why when people are experiencing anxiety or panic attacks, they say, I just can't do it. You're telling me to do this, but I can't do it. Now with sound, it's so beautiful because it doesn't rely on the state of your mind. You see, when someone is disturbed, the state of the mind is not prepped enough to start getting into certain processes. But with sound, you can just instantly shift the vibration with sufficient time. Thank you so much, Atharva. I'm reading what you're writing. I'm going to savor the chat, in fact, and read all of it. I saw some very, very loving comments, and I'm just holding them in my heart as I talk. So this is what one can expect at the very least. For a lot of people, Jyoti, there is more that happens, but I don't want to give that expectation to people. There are people who talk about clearing certain lifetimes, clearing trauma. There are people who've gone back to the time of birth, and perhaps somebody was disappointed when someone was born, and that disappointment comes to the surface and starts getting cleansed. So it can go very deep also. At the very surface level, at the very first level, you can expect tremendous amount of healing in the body and mind. But at a deeper level, it can go really, really deep. So I hope this gives some idea.
I'm just thinking while you were saying this, sometimes we say, oh my God, I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. It's such a contradictory statement where it's like, I'm extremely tired. You reach back home and you're like, okay, today is just one of those days. And you go to bed, but you can't sleep. And the answer is, my mind is so buzzed. Yes. You hear it so often. And the example of kids and of animals, it is the zoomies, I don't know how many pet owners and pet lovers are here. You just see them going round and round in circles, just burning their energy and then just crashing. So it's a very beautiful description, like, from deep-seated trauma to, deeper healing to actually day-to-day functioning. So, whoever has questions about sound healing and how it works, and if it's only for chakra cleanse, it's for far more deeper things than that and far more practical things than that. Like literally your day-to-day life can be far better and balanced.
Absolutely. I want to add one more thing, Jyoti. Space clearing. Because remember, we are a byproduct of our environment. It's not a great idea to have an environment which is very low vibrational and then you're trying to be very high vibrational. That's a mismatch. So often people tell me, what if my family is low vibrational and all of that? Instead, I would ask you to look at even the physical energy, the vibration level of your own room. If you have just one corner in the house or one room in the house, you can actually use sound healing. You can actually use the power of sound to clear the energy and keep it like a sanctuary, no matter what is happening outside. Because remember, the micro represents the macro. Isn't that the state of the world also? Isn't that the state of the world also? And really, can we start preparing the world for ourselves, or can we start preparing ourselves to be who we are in the world? So usually the symbol of the lotus is so beautiful, where it is so wonderfully waxed that even though it's there in muck, kichad mein hai, but it doesn't absorb it. Yeah, a lotus is kichad proof while being there. And that is why that symbol is used so often. That is what sound healing, keeping the vibrations of your environment clear, are very, very important. So I would add that in your offices, in your homes, and we'll explore that a little bit about how you can do it. Because one of the things I was talking to Jyoti about is that I would really like, and I think so would many other people who specialize in sound healing, if everybody had access to it, and you're not just, of course, you can tune into thinkrite.me. There's so much of sound healing there. You can just lie in bliss and experience all of that. But when you're home, there are things you can do, and we'll explore a little bit of that also.
Okay. Sadhna, you might need to check your laptop or mobile settings. If not, someone from our team is about to share a link to YouTube. You can log in from there also, in case your Zoom audio is not working. Ankita, please, can you share the link so that people who are having difficulty on Zoom can go on YouTube and listen to the conversation? That will happen. Yes, it's been done. Great. Thank you so much. Okay. So, you said the micro represents the macro, and I think Jayesh is asking a similar kind of a question. What kind of sound should we be playing in the corner of the office to get energetic and warm? You want to be the perfect boss. I mean, I'm trying to understand the question only. You want to be the perfect boss. You don't want to lose your cool. You want to come in and help everyone, but then something happens. So how do you bring it into your day-to-day living, starting with your office life? Like, with sound should be played?
Yeah. So first of all, there is so much available, and I want you to pick and choose what appeals to you. But I'm going to throw a lot at you. Okay, and you pick what works for you and you run with that, right? So when it comes to offices, of course, if you can have a singing bowl such as this, or even a smaller one, and play it, and now you're going to ask me, how do you play it? If you just hold the intention, like I said, of clearing that space, first of all. So intention is the force which channelizes your energy in a particular way. It's like a map. Without the intention, there's no point in directing your vibrations in a haphazard manner. Please understand that. So first thing is intention. And if you remember, I quickly did that with you guys with that 100% thing. That was my way of setting the intention that we are all going to give our 100%, receive 100%. I'm going to share as much as I can. So intention can be, okay, I'm going to cleanse the space of my office. And if you have access to a bowl like this, play it in the way you can. If you haven't learned how to play, that's not a problem. Just strike it on the first 1/3 of the rim, not the bottom, 1/3 of the rim. And you'll discover as you play it, that is why the word is play. As you play with it, you will discover different tones. I dare say, and I've done demonstrations of this often, if you play a singing bowl, the same singing bowl in different corners of a room, I'd love for everyone to experiment with this. The sound, the resonance, the vibration is going to change based on what is inside of that corner. I remember doing a space clearing for a particular office, and we had this dull sound coming in a particular place, and one of my students was doing it, and I was watching what was happening. And so we requested them to open it, and they had old murtis of Lakshmi, Ganesh from some puja of Diwali that they had done, and someone had totally forgotten, and they were dumped somewhere. Nobody knew. So it was holding so much energy over there, and it was creating, because it is lying there in utter neglect, right? And they said, oh my God, we never knew it's here, and this is horrible, and we wouldn't like it to be so, and blah, blah, blah. And then we said, okay, why don't you just clear this out? Similarly, businesses that have failed, there were papers in a particular cabinet of a business that had failed, and the bowl just went dull over there. I promise you, this is going to be the most thrilling activity you do. Get yourself a small bowl, go through your house, go through it like a beautiful, powerful auditor, and just try it out. This is going to be so much fun for you. And it'll be discovery. Get the kids involved, get everybody involved, and just let's see what's inside instead of beating yourself up, because a lot of criticism can come up. Oh my God, there's clutter here, there's clutter there. Instead, let's make it a game and treasure hunt, right? Let's figure out what's here, what's causing the bowl to become dull. So bowls are one. Second is good old bells. Remember those bells, right? When you do different forms of worship or whatever you do, every bell, in fact, if you notice, most traditions, including religions, have bells, right? There is the ringing of the bell in the church. There are, so of course, different types of bells. There are mantras. Mantras are sacred sounds, absolutely powerful. And I want to highlight that they have existed in almost every indigenous culture. If you move to the shamanic practices, you'll find some, bij, mantra ki tarai. There are sounds, right? Which are very, very powerful sounds. These are these are like atoms. They sound like a tiny little sound, but they explode. So these are sound vibration can also come in the form of mantras or different kind of chants, ranging from Tibetan chants. If you listen to them, they're so guttural. They can cause so much vibration. If you've ever been to a monastery and you've heard Tibetan monks chanting or doing some of their practices, it causes literally a response inside of our body, doesn't it? Has anyone been to a monastery? Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody who's giving so much love in the comments. I'm getting goosebumps. Yes. So if you've been to a monastery, you would have noticed similarly a lot of the mantras that you're already familiar with. So they are a great source of sound healing. And it's always better when you chant it, though you can listen to it also. Okay. So these are some of the common ways. There are other ways as well. We'll be experiencing one of them, which you're going to take with you. That is why I picked something that you can practice in your own life. We're going to be doing it today. So that's a great thing to do, whether you're in office or at home, you can be working with that. And some people say, okay, the office is occupied. How can I start chanting over there, or so on and so forth? I do know people who go there on a weekend and cleanse the space. I do know people who play a certain mantra and there's no issue about it. Another beautiful idea is to pause. And I know Didi speaks about pausing as well. It's a part of some of the practices that she talks about. And I picked it up when I was a child. I used to listen to her. To just pause midway the day and check with yourself. What's happening? What are your vibrations like? What's going on? So as you check, that is when you can do some of these practices. The one that we'll be doing today, you can actually do that and reset your vibration. If you feel that your vibrational frequency was going down, you were feeling low, or you picked up, randomly other people's energy because you were in a low spot, right? We only pick up people's energy when we are in a low spot, by the way. A lot of people say, there are negative people around me. You need to strengthen your own energy. You need to empower yourself. The micro represents the macro. So as it is in the world, so it is within your small family or your organization or anything else. So I hope this gives people some ideas of what you can do. These are very, very easy and anyone can do that.
Lovely. I have one question though, because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that where can one buy these bowls from? I'm sure they're available online, but what do we keep in mind while we are ordering them for the first time?
Yeah, so I'd like you to, if you can physically buy it, for example, I live in Pune, and in Pune, there are enough, there's a lot of availability. If you can find a supplier, that will be better. I'll tell you why. When you strike your bowl, the resonance is what matters. So that resonance you can only hear in person. On Amazon or anywhere else, you can take the choice of buying it, testing it, and then you might have to return or exchange it in case it doesn't tune in. The second thing is when you go and buy it, sometimes some bowls are very, very pretty. Those are also nice bowls, but those are factory made. If you find bowls which are coarse looking, such as this, It's a very coarse looking one. It's because it's handmade. It's made out of a single sheet. There is no joint in it. So these are the best bowls to get, the ones which don't have a joint. But if you're not able to get anything else, you can pick up a normal bowl also. It's better than not having one. Okay. And the other thing is, look for a little bit of depth. Something that is too shallow may not ring well, because what you want to do is you want to strike the first 1/3. You don't want to go to the bottom, right? And when you hold it, keep your hand straight, don't curve it. It'll dullen the sound if you do this. Okay, I don't know if you can hear this because Zoom has limitations, but let me demonstrate if you can. Can you hear it, Jyoti?
Yes.
Okay, Neetu, you ask and you receive. Now, if I play it with my hand holding it, look what happens. It dullens, right? Because your hand itself will take away some of the vibration and absorb. So these are some things you could watch out for in terms of picking up a bowl. Second thing is, see what you're drawn to. It's time to check it with your intuition also. It's the same thing with crystals. See what you're drawn to. Between two bowls, you might be drawn more to the sound of one. And that's because your personal frequency matches more with that. Go with that one.
We have a lot of questions coming, Vidisha. Do we have time quickly to go through them?
We can. What we'll do is, I'm just thinking we're at 6. So should we do a little bit of the practice and then just start picking up questions?
Yes, let's do that.
Just so that everybody, does that make sense, people? Give me a thumbs up if it does. Usha, don't worry about the length of your questions. And Jyoti, I'd like a list of the questions. And if we can't take up now, I'll make sure I address them on social media, on Instagram. Would that work?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do one thing. Everyone, I know you are very eager to share your questions, but for the next few minutes, let's just focus on the sound so that we can all benefit from the session that we are doing today.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So Jyoti, I just want to hear, when I rang the bowl, could you hear it for a while, or could you just hear a short part?
No, it was quite clear and you could hear the echo also going.
Okay, great. That's what I want. So we'll be using some of the bowl also, okay? Which is always fun for me. Okay, quickly answering you, Deepa. In pregnancy, chakra meditation is fine, but you can't place any bowl near you because the amniotic fluid starts vibrating. So during pregnancy, the bowls can be placed far from you and somebody can play it if you're talking about bowls. But chakra meditation, but without the bowls, can absolutely be done. The one, if you're talking about the one on Think Right, you can absolutely do it because physically the bowl is not on you. So I just quickly answered that one because I think it's extremely important. Okay, not that the other ones are not, but here the lady's talking about pregnancy, so I had to make a choice. Okay, so let's start with this. And this is called humming. Okay, humming I picked because it's universal. We might have people who are globally present from different parts of the world, and it would appeal to just about everybody. Before we get into it, I request that if there's anything else that might distract you, and if you need to close your door or you need to just dim your light, you can do that. Make sure your phones are on silent if you're tuning in through that, because you don't want to get disturbed in the middle of it. Yes, clapping also. Yes, Shweta, clapping is great. Perfect form of sound healing. Yes. Okay. So if everyone is good, let's just start with the humming. I'll give you a little bit of sharing. And Jyoti, maybe you and I can stay unmuted and we'll just do it together, and everyone else, make sure that you're doing the humming with me. You'll hear me once, and once I speak, then you will repeat it. So all we are going to do, before I ask you to close your eyes, I'm just going to explain what we are going to do. We're going to hum. Okay. Thank you, Deepa. So humming is very, very well received It's been a part of several indigenous cultures. It's a part of yoga. It's a part of many shamanic practices. It's a part of so many indigenous cultures because humming is universal. So all we are going to do is hum. So with a deep breath in, and when you're releasing it, if you're doing it right, you'll feel some vibrations on your mouth. Okay, so let's just try it once with your eyes open before I ask you to close it. And this time I want you to place your hand on your throat as we do it. Okay, so if everyone can place their hand on the throat, and I'll say it once, and in your own space, you say it. Jyoti, you and I will repeat it. Okay, so we just go with a deep breath in. Hum. Let's repeat it. Hum. Let me pause here. What happened? Can you just quickly write in the chat what happened just by this one tiny little thing that we did? What happened to you? Did anything happen on your face? Did anyone experience vibrations as you put your hand here? Could feel the vibrations in the throat? Lots of vibrations. Excellent, says Ganesh. I'm getting goosebumps even as we do this. Because you know what, collectively, this is a beautiful circle of energy. And while we are at it, I just want to say thank you to the entire Think Right team. Because I think this is so beautiful, and Jyoti's here as the front of it, but there's such a beautiful team behind the scenes. And I actually want to, on behalf of everybody, take a moment just to say thanks, because you just do it every year diligently. You're here to serve, which is such a beautiful intention. It's a lovely family to be a part of, isn't it, guys? Vibrations, it's like reciting Om. Yes, so Om is one of the most powerful sounds and will have a very, very powerful effect. Could feel vibrations both at the throat, mouth, face, head. Feel happy and vibrant molecules all over the body. Vibrations in throat, forehead. Imagine this is just with one hum, right? So we're going to do more now. And I will ask you to go slow first. I will be giving you the instructions, and then we'll go at a medium pace, and then we'll go a little fast. We'll do it playfully without too much perfectionism. So for all those people who are a little harsh on themselves, I don't know if I'm doing it right or not, pata nahi theek ho raha hai ki nahi ho raha, do it a little playfully, okay? Do it with joy, and then you'll see that nothing goes wrong, okay? Because this is, your body knows this. Your body knows this. You don't need to interfere with it. So let's start with it. I'll speak and I'll guide you to the right pace. So we'll start with the slow. You can close your eyes, everyone. And if some people want to switch on your cameras, that will be great, because I can see you then. Yes, and then I'll know what's happening with you. Thank you, everyone. I won't stop it, Usha. We'll just go on. Yes. Kritika will talk about the benefits, okay? Yes, so if you can close your eyes, everyone. Just close your eyes. And take a few deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. I'll be taking up your questions later, so you can stop putting them in the chat now. You can just focus on yourself because you deserve it. So breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And if there is an ah sound that comes, that's okay. And relax. Let your body relax. पूरे शरीर को ढीला छोड़ दे. Let your whole body relax now. And if you notice any tightness in any part of the body, lovingly ask that part to relax. Keep your eyes closed. Lovingly ask your body to relax. Scalp, relax. Neck. You can just ask your neck to relax. right from the top of the head to the bottom of the toes. Let there be a wave of relaxation. And as we begin, I will say it once and then everybody else repeats it. We carry on till I ask you to change the pace. Deep breath in. Again. Keep your eyes closed. Notice what is happening in your body. Notice what is happening on the palms of your hands. Your scalp. Notice in every part of the body what's going on, the vibrations. And we'll do it a little bit faster now at a medium pace. I will say it and then you can repeat it. Hmm. 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 And pause. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your palms up on your thighs, facing upwards. And notice what is happening. Notice what is happening to your energy. Some of you may be feeling different sensations on your face, your scalp, your hands. Some of you may be experiencing some stillness. Just notice the shift in your frequency. Keep your eyes closed as you do this. Notice the energy inside of you. Feel the oneness. One with the source from which you have come. One with the purest vibrations. We'll resume this time at a faster pace. I will speak and you can follow the pace. Hmm, 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 mm, 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 mm. And pause. Continue keeping your eyes closed. Notice the energy that is inside of you. And this energy is radiating from you to your environment. Every molecule and atom is dancing in your body right now. There is this vortex of energy which is flowing from you to everywhere around you. Feel this energy, feel the vibrations. And let this energy bless each one of your loved ones. इस प्योर एनर्जी को अपने सारे परिवार में let it go to all your loved ones, this beautiful pure vibration, and let it flow to all forms of life on this planet. To all the trees, plants, flowers, animals, all human beings. You are a radiant being of divine energy. And from all these living beings, let your energy go to planet Earth, blessing planet Earth and thanking Mother Earth. Flowing into the universe, merging with the source, merging into light, into pure vibrations. Staying in this beautiful energy of silence and gratitude. You can slowly bring yourself back to your body, back to your room, and taking your time with a gentle smile on your face, you can come back and open your eyes whenever you want to. Welcome back, everyone. So I know some of you are in a very quiet zone right now, while Jyoti carries on with some of the questions. Why don't you write down in the chat how this experience was for you? And don't hold back, just share from your heart and it'll multiply. And I will savor every one of the things that you write. Yes.
I'll start with the questions, but I do feel like I'm looking at the faces. I think a lot of questions have been answered already. A
Yes.
lot of your questions have been. I can see some very like extreme reactions. I can see very strong emotions through the screen. And I can sense that, that sense of community, Vidisha, you and I keep talking about it all the time, the circle of trust. This is what it is. This is what we keep talking about. This is what being a
Yeah.
part of the TRM family means to each one of us. We do this because it's you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all for bringing a product which benefits you, even if it's in a small way, even if it's for
Yeah.
one evening. And if it can change your life, we are blessed. We are thankful.
We are blessed. And I think, Jyoti, what is so beautiful is that, we used to read in spiritual texts beyond time and space. Today, one of the positive uses of technology with a medium like thinkrite.me is that it helps you access beyond time and space, right? I may have recorded something in May and you may be deeply moved by it in June. This is happening. This has become real, moving beyond time and space. So, and this circle of trust, I think for a few moments, I don't know how many of you felt it. It's like the virtual medium didn't exist. We were in the same space. Did anyone else experience this? Where we were just in this energy vortex, all of us.
The moment when you said the earth is blessing us, there was a sound of birds chirping in the background.
I
I'm
know.
like, this session has been blessed by Mother Nature now.
In fact, it started with the dogs. The moment we said animals, the dogs started barking. And don't be surprised if this happens in your home, by the way. So plants will thrive, animals will crave sound. They love it, this kind of vibration. So you'll find a beautiful orchestra setting in, a symphony of nature, which happens every time I play the bowls. Every time I play the bowls, there is a symphony.
Neetu, to answer your question, we will share a YouTube link for this session because I understand you want to experience it over and over again. You'll all be receiving an email. If not that, check out our YouTube channel. We will have the recording to this session available there for all of you to play at your own ease every time you want to. And of course, start practicing the sound, the singing bowls at home. I mean, the way Vidisha described it, it's play. You play with it. Shweta, I love the feedback. So Shweta's son, Ashutosh, if you can see him.
I've been watching him. I feel like, I've been holding this urge to hug him.
He
And there
has,
was one more little one somewhere. She
yes,
was dancing around like a little thriller.
so Ashutosh has been practicing all the yogasanas. He was listening to Didi yesterday. The comment from him is so beautiful. It's like, Shweta has written, of course, for him. My little one told me that while breathing, he felt good fragrance that made him smile.
Wow. Wow. So I think with little ones, and that's for you, Shweta, and for everybody else, remember you are custodians of these souls. Okay, a lot of the children coming today, just remind yourself you are custodians, right? And I'm sure you already are, Shweta. But this is my prayer to all the parents present here who have these beautiful souls present. Some of them are very different from what used to be, right? And it has nothing to do with exposure and technology. It's just the soul is so pure sometimes. So please take on the role of being a custodian. That's off the topic, but that's just my plea to each one of you, right?
Chitraji, we are in the process of working on Hindi content. In fact, some of Vidisha's meditation in Hindi are available on the app already. We will make an announcement soon. We have a few big announcements in the pipeline, and as we progress, we will keep sharing with you. But yes, Hindi is definitely on the radar right now.
Yes.
Best time to practice this exercise on daily basis? This is a question for you.
Sorry, what is the question again?
The practice that we just did, what is the best time to do it?
So I'll give you the very Zen answer and then I'll tell you the very practical answer. The Zen answer is do it now, in the moment, as you are aware. But on a practical note, if you do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night, it will be particularly beneficial. Why? Because morning, you're charging yourself up. Night, you're releasing everything that you picked up. So these two times are special, but what happens to people is that they look for the perfect moment and then you miss it. So do it as soon as you become aware. You're sitting in office, you're feeling low, do it. Do it whenever you can. So that's my Zen answer. And honestly, I swear by it. There are times I've gone for a wedding. My practice time has gone for a toss. I will steal some time. I remember going and sitting with the halwais once. At my brother's wedding, I was sitting, there was this whole canopy and there were the halwais cooking. And on the other side, I was sitting and humming because I wanted to center myself. So now is the perfect moment. Do try if you can do it in the morning and evening.
How long do we do this for? Can this be done after meals? I think you've already addressed this, like in a different format. Lovely, lovely. Does the method of resonating the bowls differ according to your different emotional states?
Does the method of the bowls the method of resonating with the bowls differ according to different emotional states? This is very similar to, have you noticed when you, at a particular stage in life, you suddenly realize you've got all pink clothes or you've got all blue clothes? Have you ever thought of why that happens? Because it's a particular phase of life and you're drawn to a particular energy. Similarly, you might feel more attracted to a bowl now, right? And next year, maybe you'll feel attracted to a different bowl because you're growing, you're dynamic. So this can absolutely happen. As far as moods go, I would urge you to play the bowls a little bit so that you're in a beautiful frequency when you make this decision. When you go to the shops, just have fun playing. Automatically, you'll be in a beautiful, vibrant state, irrespective of ghar mein kya hua tha, what happened, what mood were you in. It'll shift. That's the beauty of it. So then you can make the decision.
Vidisha, what we're going to do is the rest of the questions we'll share with you, and then maybe on Instagram or Facebook, other social media, we can do one more round, just do a live video with Q&A.
Let's do that.
Just take questions that day. But I am going to share one compliment that you've received in the middle of all this. It was, yes, you look like Urmila Matondkar. It's a bit personal, but very beautiful being.
This is so fun in the middle of all the vibrations and everything. This is Usha, right? Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll be honest, in my earlier years, I did get this comment a lot when Urmila was very, very prominent on the film scene. And thank you so much for seeing that. You have to have beauty within you to see it. So thank you. She says, very naughty. This is slightly. I love the way you phrased it. Thank you so much.
No, great. Thank you everyone for joining in today. And before I end the session, just a quick reminder, we have a special offer on right now for our vouchers, since we are also celebrating Father's Day, which should be every day, but today is a special offer. So you can gift your father a membership to TRM. And even for non-subscribers, we have a special offer going on where if you subscribe for a year, you actually get 3 extra months free. So you get it for 15 months. It's on till tomorrow. So please make the most of it. And we will see you soon, hopefully with big announcements in the next few weeks itself. And I'm not promising when, but soon we will have another just Q&A session with Vidisha. Vidisha, I'm already telling you that we'll be planning it.
We're doing it. We're absolutely doing it. I just want to say one thing to anyone who may have lost your dad. And, in the pandemic, a lot has happened. And today's Father's Day, and these moments keep coming, right? Mother's Day, and we have faced the loss of loved ones. Write a letter to them today if that's what has happened. And for anyone who's not had a great relationship with their father, write a letter. You may not post it. It's perhaps time to heal. And I would also encourage you to start the journey of self-parenting. It's a beautiful journey. So Father's Day seems the apt day to just share that. Lots of love has come my way. And I think it's just that I started with the intention of lot of love with all of you. And true to its word, the universe has thrown it multiplied back at me. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you for making this so beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Vidisha.
See you soon. Bye.
See you all soon.